All right, hello everybody. This is Dr. Roger Brousseau again. On this video, we're going to be talking about spawning mediums. All right, basically, for South American annual killifish, there's really only two that you use. You may use something else. That could be an option. Certainly with Africans, Nothobrachus and others, you can use other types of spawning mediums. But I think basically for South American annuals, there's really only two. And I feel one is better than the other. All right, we're going to discuss both of those right now. So first one that I'm discussing is peat moss. Now, peat moss can come in different types. This is broken down peat moss I got in the mail a long time ago. I don't use peat moss anymore, but this is peat moss. Now, you can also buy peat moss in stores. Not going to mention any names, but any of those big box stores, you could buy peat moss in a bag. Peat moss can also come, I think it's pretty rare, but it's a possibility, is what's called fibrous peat moss. Now, I don't think this is even sold anywhere at all in the United States or anywhere anymore. There's a lot of old videos that talk about it. It's basically, I don't know if you can see that without choking on it. They're fibers. It's not just chopped up in little pieces. Okay, it's fibers. And you can use this for the fishes. Now, a lot of fishes like to, well, not all of them, but some of them like to dive into the substrate. We call substrate being either of these two mediums. They like to dive into it and lay their eggs. That's kind of like how they do something naturally in the wild. And so sometimes you want to have a container or something that allows them to do that, to kind of like feel like they're getting underneath the ground. And so fibrous peat moss will do that. However, it's very hard to find. All right, so let's go back to the big box stores. All right, so if you buy a bag of what they call sphagnum moss, which is peat moss, it's relatively inexpensive for quite a large bag. There's even bulk quantities. I believe you could buy up to like 3, I don't know what it is, 3 cubic feet, something like that. There's 2 cubic foot bags, 3, there's like 1.8, and smaller ones. Some people have said that there's like, I don't know, insecticides or some kind of fertilizer or something. I haven't found that to be the case. It certainly could be something that could happen. But over the years that I used it, I did buy it from big box stores, that I didn't find any problems with it. I just put it directly, well, after I wet it down, I put it directly into the tanks, and it didn't have any issues with that. All right, the second one that we're going to talk about is what's called cocoa fiber, okay, which is, they have abbreviated that, coconut fiber, into coir, okay? So this is what they call coir, but I just like to call it coconut fiber. But either way, you know, so in the past, I bought it in large bricks like this, okay? In the past, I'm talking about 20 plus years I've been using just this. I don't use sphagnum moss or peat moss anymore. All right, so it used to come in the bricks like this, and you can still buy these in, I'll say, pet big box stores. How about that? All right, and they're usually used for reptiles. You can probably buy these on other places online, things like that. But I've been buying what's these little discs. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah, I guess you can. So they come in little discs, package of 10, in a box of 200. All right, so when I buy it, it's like what they call it, 8-to-1 compaction, and so it compacts down to 8-to-1. And so basically, how it works out is one of this pack of 10 matches one of these bricks. Okay, the weight comes out exactly the same. It's 1.4 pounds, which is, I don't know how many grams. And again, this is 1.4 pounds as well, or 20 ounces. Okay. And so I'm not going to push any companies. There's quite a few different companies that are out there. However, this is the one that I use. Again, they're not giving me any money or anything. I'm not getting anything from this. But it's I don't know if that's forward or backward. It's written. Okay, so the company, it's forward. That's good. It's Rolanka, Rolanka, and you can find them on the website, Rolanka International, and they will sell it. Okay, so basically, again, they don't sell these anymore. These are just old ones that I still have in my use. But this is the ones that they have, and it's the discs. So they give you 200 discs. So each pack is 10. So they give you 20 packs, and so 20 packs is $65, which comes out to about $325 for each of these. Okay, so I just buy a whole bunch at a time, and since the weight is about the same, these would then be, it's equivalent to this being $325. And in those big box pet aquarium stores, I think that the price of these bricks is like over $10, $13. So it'd be, and you'd be getting, let's see if there's 20 of those. Oh yeah, so basically, yeah, this equals this. So you'd be getting 20 bricks in a box, which would be $65. So it's 65 again, dollars for basically 20 of these bricks. So they're really nice. So basically how I do that is I get a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, I don't want to put any names out there. Again, you can buy these at the big box stores. Put a lid on it. All right. Don't know if you can see this or how it works. Yesterday I stuck 2 in the water just to show what they do. They start decompressing. Okay, so they expand. Let me kind of push that towards the camera. Okay, they fill up, they fluff up because they're filling up with water, and then from that point, then you can just break them into little pieces, and that's what I do. I break it apart. So like I'll take it, I've got this in my hand, and I will just smash it. I'll just crush it and smash it, and then put it inside the bucket. All right. So basically, I put about at least 10 of those at a time. And sometimes I'll put 20, depending on what I need. So it'd be 2 packages. Okay, so again, like I said, it just crushes up in your hand. Leave it for 24 hours, that's fine. All right. Now, there's some videos out there where people have talked in the past that you should boil this, okay? I've never boiled it, okay? Like 20 plus years ago, what I used to do is I take those bricks, and I put the brick inside the bucket, and then I'd boil some hot water on the stove, and I'd put it in a big pan, and I'd take it and dump 2 pounds worth inside one of these 5-gallon pails, and just kind of let it sit there. All right? Over like the past 20 years or so, something like that, maybe at least 15 years, maybe more. I don't do that anymore. I just put it directly in there. I let it soak. It sinks to the bottom. There will be sand and stuff like that inside. That's okay. It's not going to kill the fish. And it works really well. Now, again, people may disagree with that, and that's fine. Maybe they think boiling is great. That's wonderful. You could do that. Again, there is no right or wrong way. You have to remember that these fishes come from dirt, right? They come from sand and dirt and little drainage ditches. In fact, I've seen more, areas where it's like infiltrated with bacteria and stuff from cows that have walked through it, left their mark. So I don't really think that it's that much of an issue. Again, that's it. So those are basically the 2 mediums. Peat, you do the same way. I just put it in the water and let it soak. And so how long do I let it soak for? All right, so basically, I let it soak for months. All right, so I have 2 5-gallon buckets. One bucket I use where I'm using, right? The other bucket will sit. So when I first start out, both sit there for quite a few months. But I mean, over time, the second bucket, probably it's sitting for 4 or 5 months in water. It's just sitting there in water. And over time, there will be some kind of, I've seen this many, many times, is there will be some kind of gelatinous algae or something, or just something on top of the water, which kind of looks pretty disgusting. But I don't know. I don't really have seen it to be harmful. And what I do is I just scoop it out with my hands. You could use a big net if you want something like that. I just scoop it out with my hands and I just throw it away. And then I drain maybe some of the water off that was on the top and refill it up with other water. And it really doesn't seem to be a problem. It doesn't really cause any problems. But again, if you want to, you can do more, right? You can wash it out more or anything like that. But I don't choose to do that. Okay, so that's basically this video. There's, like I said, there's two mediums that you could use. It's either peat or coconut fiber. I use coconut fiber, but you can certainly use peat as well. They both do the same thing. All right, well, thanks for watching, and see you later.